Girl, you've got questions. Questions about your body and how to feel good in it, about your hormones and how to keep them in check. Questions about your sex life and your whole health. Can you imagine having a best girlfriend who was also a triple board certified OBGYN? A girlfriend doctor you could call and ask or tell her anything. Someone who could show you how to live any stage of life, before, during, or after menopause, in a big, bold, and beautiful way. Well, friends, I'm your girlfriend doctor. I believe you are meant to flourish and shine, to embrace life and awaken to all its possibilities. Let's get there together. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the Girlfriend Doctor Show. This is a really special show for me because I'm introducing you to members of my Girlfriend Doctor community. And I want to share with you a little bit about them and their stories and the adventures that they've come on with me over, some for a short time, and others that have been with me for years now. So I'm excited to bring you on the Girlfriend Doctor Show and into my community. Welcome, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
It's great to see you here. And I would like to introduce all of you guys. I want to start with Maggie. Maggie, I've known for a few years now. Now, she's come on and she's helped me so much in communicating with you guys. She has helped me write the Hormone Fix and Keto Green 16. And she has been part of following Keto Green since we started the first book, Hormone Fix.
Absolutely. Right. I was in on the development of Keto Green 16 and I tested it. I was losing a pound a day and I said, hey, this is going to work great.
Well, and something's really special about Maggie. Maggie's worked with amazing people and has been in the health space and nutrition space for many decades now. And one thing Maggie usually say, how does Keto Green rank from all the diet plans and everything that you've been on and worked on?
Absolutely. Number one, it's a lifestyle for me now. And I've worked on a lot of diets. I've created diets. I've tried diets. I've been up and down in weight. And this is absolutely the best program ever. And it is my lifestyle. And I'm so thankful for it.
Well, and you shared recently, how has it helped you? How has it helped you over the holidays and when we're all believers in feast time here at the Girlfriend Doctor. So how has it helped you now?
Well, I had a really scary experience over Thanksgiving because I was gone for a week with family and we were having a lot of wine, margaritas for, all week. So when I got home, I was really scared to weigh myself. So I decided to go on a bone broth fast, which is recommended in the program. So I went on that for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday after I got back. And I hopped on the scale Wednesday morning and I had dropped 4 pounds. And I am now down to an amazing 112 pounds, which I have not weighed that much or that little since I was about 9.
That's amazing. Wow. That's amazing. And what about energy? Because, trying different diets and you can lose weight, but feel exhausted and not feel healthy.
Well, one thing I realized is I have to have a lot of mental energy for what I do, a lot of mental focus. And I am so mentally focused when I'm on Keto Green. It's just unbelievable. I can go for 7 or 8 hours straight on the computer and, churn out things, and my mental energy is incredible, as is my physical energy.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. Oh my gosh. We're going to move on to Venus, who you look so vibrant and beautiful, Venus. Venus, tell us a little bit about your journey and your story.
Well, I found out about you through my daughter. She introduced me to your Hormone Fix. So I read the book and was very interested. I've been on yo-yo dieting all of my life. And
who can relate to yo-yo dieting? Has anyone else here yo-yo dieted? I mean, haven't we all? I hear you. Yeah.
Well, actually, before I read your book, I found out about keto and I did it. And I counted everything I put in my mouth, drove myself crazy. Mm-hmm. And then when I found out about your program, I just realized there was a better way to do it. And I don't count carbs at all now. I just eat like you say, how you measure on your plate. And I've lost weight. I feel great, especially after going through the Magic Menopause 8, I realized so many things that you've taught us. And the biggest thing is, first of all, my husband lost 10 pounds. He still
Can't
eats
do that
chocolate.
so quickly, right?
He eats candy when I go to bed, but he still has lost 10 pounds. But
he hides it from you, so you're saying he eats candy?
He has it in the refrigerator, and he goes, you're not supposed to get into that. I go, I know, I don't touch it. But the thing that I've noticed about myself is that I'm not as negative as I was. For instance, like driving on Central in Dallas, if anybody knows about Dallas, it's a traffic jam. And I used to always get so mad at people, and I would just, ooh. And now it's like, oh, I used to do that too. Go ahead, you can cut in front of me. To me, that's a big deal.
Wow.
A really big deal. And I'm practicing on saying thank you. And I've already written some thank you notes to people that I would have never thought about writing to. And I treasure everything I've learned from you.
Thank you. Thank you, Venus. I'm so glad you're part of the community. So if someone's thinking right now, like, what's one step that they can make to start to feel more positive? What's one of the things that helped you most?
Have an attitude of gratitude.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Like I tell my daughter all the time, don't bring your attitude, bring gratitude.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I love that.
I love that too. That's great. Thank you. Changing our perspective.
And I have to say, Amy and Jeannie, they've been so supportive to me. I love everything that Jeannie writes. It's like, oh, I sit down, I have to make time and just read it and just let it get in your mind. She helped me so much to join Magic Menopause because I kept asking all these questions like, should I? And finally, she said, just do it. Just jump in and do it. And she is so positive. And Amy, all of her recipes. I love being part of this community. And I have to tell you, I bought 3 of your hormone fix books, took them to work with a little package of the Julva. And so after the first of the year, I plan to start mentoring several people at work.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yep.
I mean, this is just expanding our community, right? And it says we're bringing on a tribe of women. I said, like, bring on an army of wise women. And that's how we change the world. But it starts first with changing ourselves, right?
It does.
It starts first with changing ourselves. So you guys see, like in our Magic Menopause community, we have 6 ladies here that aren't in Dallas, but we've brought them in from around the country to join us in this. And these are some amazing mentors, incredible spirits, and just fierce warriors, and just really following an example, leading others, but also, prioritizing self-care, prioritizing love, compassion, gratitude. And so I want to thank you guys for joining us too from here. Now, Lisa, let me tell you, Lisa, I met through rodeo, honestly. So I met Lisa through rodeo. Our daughters ride together in the Texas high school rodeo. And I love having another mom with me. And we're like horse moms, besides being moms, right? We have horses and all of this. And it's really nice having a companion, especially now when I'm at the rodeo and there's rodeo food. And Lisa's like, I've brought my shake. And I'm like, oh, man, because that whatever, that sausage biscuit, whatever, looks really, really good. But I'm not eating it in front of Lisa. I wouldn't eat it. But no, it's so good. So Lisa, tell us a little bit about your journey, because we've met recently, and you've got on the hormone fix, Keto Green.
Well, I've kind of had a lifetime of trying to figure my body out. And I started dieting, trying to watch what I ate in high school. I'm 46 years old now, and I've tried and read a ton of books and researched and tried different diets. And I've done the beach body and the Whole30, and I've tried a lot of things, Weight Watchers, and they never really made me feel good. Or I just couldn't stay on them. It was like, oh, this is good for this time period, but if I don't stay on it, I'm not good. So then last year, my husband said, you have been struggling for so long. Please get a personal trainer. And so I did. I found someone online, and she has, a pretty good platform, and she walked me through my macros. I was working out a ton. I was probably working out 3 to 4 times a week, 2 hours at a time in the gym. And what it did is it burnt me out completely. My adrenals just finally shot. And then when the gym shut down for quarantine, I just stopped. And I have been resting since. And then I met you, and I stopped doing all the macros because I just didn't want to always be calculating, like you said. And I was always eating separate than my family and not eating the same foods as them. So then I found, you, and I read your book, and I was like, I knew it had something to do with my hormones. I knew something wasn't right. And it's like, I've been finding these little nuggets of wisdom. And it's like, your book was finally the biggest nugget that was like, okay, now, it's the alkaline of your body. It's not right. And it's the carbs. The carbs aren't right either. So I would eat carbs on my macros, but I always felt like she said, mentally not
foggy.
Yeah, foggy, or I just didn't have the mental capacity to keep going when I was trying to keep my calories at a certain place. And I really think it was, I wasn't having enough protein, and then I would have just enough carbs to just whack me out. So starting your Keto Green and your hormone fix has really made me feel more calm, and I feel like I don't feel that edginess. And I'm entering the menopause stage of life, and I can feel that starting to happen on me too, where I'm irritable and I'm lashing out at my kids, my husband, and they're looking at me like, what's wrong with mom today? She didn't eat carbs. Oh! Well, really, that was because I didn't have it right. I didn't have it right for me. And the lady who was guiding me, she's a younger girl. I don't think she even realized what she was dealing with an older woman's body. And I really think that I don't fault her. I think she has a lot of wisdom. I just don't think she understood what it was like to be in this stage.
Heck, I didn't understand. I was
Right.
like,
And I kept thinking, I don't feel good. And I did lose weight, and I did get in shape, but it was killing me.
Yeah.
And it just burned me out to the point where I just was like, I just don't want to do it anymore. So it's kind of like these plateaus and these really bad lows. So,
and I've heard that a lot, especially in like some Olympic athletes, right? And especially they hit age 35, 40, 45, and they're feeling like burnout, or those that are exercising in the gym every day and are just really struggling with that, feeling more exhausted when they leave than when they show up. And that's a sign, that's a telltale sign that, you're burning out your adrenals. And so there is that balance, because we've been taught and brainwashed, and trainers and God bless them too, right? We've been taught that eat less, exercise more, and that's the answer. And it's not, it's a chemistry problem. It really is. It's a physiology
chemistry
problem. Because, and I know you told me that your brain is clearer and your mood is more stable.
I'm a more calm person. I don't feel like I have the irritability that like I'm, and I knew it was related to my diet. I knew it was, but here I was following this other lady who was supposed to be, I'm paying a lot of money for her to write me a meal plan and everything. And I still didn't feel good. And I was like, and we would adjust it, and it still wasn't right. So,
but then you've been testing too in your urine test strips, right? And that makes a difference, because you're figuring out what's working for you and what's not working for you.
Right.
That makes a huge difference. And I know Jeannie from our audience here, she also, our virtual audience, she's experienced this too, right? Test, not gas. Jeannie, do you want to share a little bit about your story?
Well,
thank you, Lisa.
I had, tried all the different diets. I was pretty well on paleo and doing really well. And then as I started, entering into the menopause and that, my weight just, it was like 10 pounds. And before you know it, another 10 pounds. And I had hot flashes, and I had stress of aging, parents who were very ill. And I tried all the Macas to try to control it. And I ordered Dr. Anna's one jar of Mighty Maca. And I thought, I think this might be working. And then, of course, I was caring for my mother and I didn't reorder. And then fast forward to January of 2018, I was a complete train wreck. I had gained so much weight. I had hot flashes, night sweats. I wasn't sleeping. I was irritable. I wanted to strangle my poor husband. And I saw the infomercial for Magic Menopause 3. And I took a leap of faith and a prayer that this would work based on that one jar. And the discoveries that you make in this lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle, it's a sustainable lifestyle. It's not easy. It took me a long time, even though I knew how to eat, to really stay regular, to do my feasting, to do my fasting, and, banish cravings when they happen and stay on board. But, it's been the biggest blessing for my life, my family. And it's funny because some people, think they can't afford it. You think better, you feel better. My husband, the funny story is, at the end of the journey, I was getting better. And he said, can we cut back on the supplements? We're retired now. And I said, well, we can see what happens. And I don't know. And he goes, oh no, I don't ever want to see Jeannie 2017 again. We will budge. And since then, he takes the product. He's told me at the time when he started, I guess he was 61 maybe. And he's like, I'm feeling really old for the first time. And I thought, well, I'll fix that. So I gave him Mighty Maca. And he said, oh, you know what? I must have just been getting sick or something. And I said, no, you weren't. And he's like, oh no, what'd you do to me? Because I make up his little morning shakes and that. And he's gotten on board with the products as well. Dr. Minna's products work. I never, prior to this, would reorder. I would maybe one or two companies I'd reorder, but I was always in search of what felt good for my body. Mm-hmm. And it was, my husband's like, I wish we had half the money back of all the stuff you wasted. And, it's a lifestyle now. We just took advantage of the big sale. We ordered all my husband's stuff. He uses the protein powders now too. He feels the energy. And the Keto Green 16 book, he was like, this cannot be illegal. This is just too good. And so he lost so much weight eating with me. We had to figure out how to get him up. And it's a lifestyle now. I don't gain the weight like I used to when I get off track and I do my feasts. And it's just like the blessing. And my daughter's success has been phenomenal in her 30s. Dr. Anna needs to do something for these young women.
I want you to share about Chelsea's story.
It's
and Chelsea's
phenomenal.
Success. Yeah, no, Jeannie is like a huge advocate. She's built our community for sure through her advocacy and definitely for young women as well. And Jeannie, also just share how much weight you've lost altogether. And we've been on this journey together for a few years, but it's been steady. And you're always like, not just the weight loss is huge, but also the improvement in your thyroid function, the improvement in generally how you feel, how you think, how you relate, your relationships and all of that. And then by living by example, your young daughter, your 30-year-old daughter has like, okay, mom, let me do what you're doing and just share that because that, I want my daughters, they're going to be watching this, girls listening.
Well, for my daughter, she just shared in the Keto Green 16 community a picture of what she had looked like that she didn't know she would ever be able to share. Her struggle with weight and balance in her life has been, as she shared, since basically 10, she was kind of thick. And, she's always kind of struggled and she's always thought that it's for older women because of the menopause category. And so we did Keto Green 16 together. She didn't think she could afford the Maca. It was her school teacher's budget and all the products. And I said, just try it one time and see. Let's do the 16 days together. And it's been incredible for her. To back up on my weight loss, I lost on keto. I'll say she lost 11 pounds in 16 days. And I lost near the end of my journey, 8 pounds in 16 days. And she's a totally different person. Her marriage she's not crabby. She doesn't drive home like Venus said in Road Rage anymore. She used to talk to me on the way home and I would be like, oh my gosh. And, she's using a little PPR to balance herself out. So these products work for young women as well. I mean, she got a little bit recently away from the Maca and she was like, Mom, this really keeps me stable. And they eat like that. They cook like that. It's just phenomenal. We check in every day with our little, how much do you weigh? Just to keeps us both on the scale. Like, what did we eat? Why did we spike? Not a stressful thing. Before, she would never get on the scale. Now she uses it as part of her investigation as she's broadening what she can eat and what she can do. So some women who are afraid of the scale, it's your best friend. Dr. Nina teaches us that in getting our discoveries. For me, when I first started the program, I had no idea I had thyroid dysfunction. I wasn't on any medications. I was very blessed. I'm 58 now. We have a 3-year anniversary in January. And so I was, taking my temperature as Dr. Anna teaches you in the book. And my waking temperature was 93.9.
Wow.
I was like, are you serious? What does this mean?
Right. So that's just showing that
Dr. Rena has a
low
whole
basal
protocol.
metabolic rate, a lower temperature can be more hypothyroid, which we figure confirmed later with lab work. But just by doing your temperature, you're like, okay.
But I used so much Mighty Maca because I was determined I'm not going to take a pill. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to work the natural way. I'm going to eat and do whatever Dr. Anna says. And then I used 3 to 6 scoops of Mighty Maca a day because I could tell that was making me feel better. My flashes disappeared so fast. I was so blessed. And my night sweats. And at the end of 20 weeks, my temperature was up with a lot of Mighty Maca. That's what I attribute it to. My temperature was up to 96.9. So I raised it 3 degrees in 20 weeks. And so then I took my testing. Doctor and I, discussed it, and she tweaked based on my labs a couple of things that I could do in a live Q&A, which is one of the greatest things for us to be able to ask questions. And once I got it into the 97 range, the weight started coming off. I was losing weight much, much faster. And I was just so happy to feel good and not want to strangle my husband. I was a little disappointed I was so slow, but it's all the investigation and the journey. So I've currently lost 30. Well, I took it in steps. I was like 10 and 10, and I got my weight up. I think I'm 35 to 37 now. And I just want 3 or 4 more so I can fit into the next size clothes. And I never thought I would weigh this little. I can't even remember the last. And I just keep at
your
it,
goals.
just little by little. And I'm just like this slow Dr. Anna turtle that just wouldn't give up. And it works.
I want to introduce you to Caroline. Caroline's been an amazing force in our community and just a force of motivation. Caroline, share a little bit about your journey with us.
Oh, thank you. That is so nice. So Magic Menopause has literally changed my life. I have been struggling trying to find solutions to my hormone issues. Like I discovered I had Hashimoto's at the same time that I was going through menopause. And that's a difficult thyroid disease to diagnose. And it's been such a long 3 years. And finding Magic Menopause and the Keto Green alkaline diet has literally changed my entire life. Mostly because I feel like I have a really great team of doctors, but nobody could really find what was going on with me. And then when I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, a lot of people said you had to get off of the gluten and dairy and soy and blah, blah, blah. And I don't eat a lot of that food anyway, but just using your product line. I used to work in the nutrition industry. I know products very well. I work for a very high level nutrition company. Your products are the best products I've ever used. I don't feel like I'm wasting money, which I did a lot of times. I would go to my doctor. I would get another bottle of this and another bottle of that for this and that. And I was like, I'm just spending money and I don't see any results. I've seen results in the 2 months that I've been doing the program. I have lost 5 pounds. I need 10 pounds to lose 10 pounds. And those like last 5 to 10 are really hard to get off. My energy is a lot better, and I have control over what is going on with me. Especially your Magic Menopause, your MM8 program gave me the tools I needed to be able to track what is going on with me on a weekly basis. And for example, last night I went to a socially distanced annual Christmas party I have with my sorority sisters every year, dinner. I didn't crave any. I usually eat the whole cheese ball when I get there. I didn't eat any of the cheese, any of the crackers. And the food you can eat, all the foods, you just minus, some of the foods that I don't even, after like a couple of weeks, I had no cravings for foods that had gluten in them. And so it has just really changed my life. I could go on and on. So I want to thank you for having me on today. And I want to just let people know, I know it can be so frustrating because I was literally at my wits end in 2018. And I was a wreck, a complete wreck. And this is like rebuilt me in a month. And I've been doing it for 2 months, and I'm grateful. And I share it with everybody. Share it with everyone. And it isn't just for menopause. I wish I knew what I knew now when I was like in that very, very beginning of perimenopause. So thank you so much.
I love that, Caroline. I know you've been such a big motivational force. Thank you for sharing that too. And it's a journey, and the community is amazing, right? This community is amazing. I want to bring on April. April has been with me since Magic Menopause 1, right? The first one from Magic Menopause 1. And you're a positive, energetic, joyful person. I've loved seeing you over 5 years now.
Can't believe that. But I came to Magic Menopause 1 because I was having hot flashes all the time. And I was past menopause. I'd already gone through it, and I was only about 46 years old. And the hot flashes were just getting in the way. And I also had gone through previously losing my sister to cancer and my mom. And I was looking for something that would take my health to the best that I could do. And so I signed up, and I've been just so happy with how it makes me feel and how it makes me feel in control.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Thank you, April. Thank you for being here. You're taking control. You're taking power back. You're not allowing yourself to be, waiting to see what happens, right? This is the part of being the CEO of your body or your own physician, honestly. And healing, figuring, teetering. It's always one next right step. Wouldn't you agree?
Exactly. Yeah. My first right step is always drink water. And then the sugars, getting rid of the sugars is what really will take my hot flashes away. If they ever start creeping back in, I know, okay, get that sugar out, and they go away again.
So true. I'm with you on that one. I want to flip to Lois right now. And I just have to share, you guys, in our Keto Green community, Lois shared a picture of herself in this gorgeous red swimsuit. And I went right out and bought a red swimsuit. I was like, oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. And Lois, you shared your journey so beautifully with us. Will you share a little bit with our Girlfriend Doctor Show community?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you for having me. So actually, someone mentioned Beachbody and Weight Watchers, and I did both of those programs and had a fair amount of success with them. When I first started my weight loss journey, which was about 9 years ago, I weighed 180 pounds, and now I weigh about 125 is kind of where I like to hang out. But the thing that was missing that you have in your Keto Green, I'm looking because my books are up there on the shelf. They are on that shelf all the time. Is that, yes, I lost the weight successfully with the other programs, but I didn't, as many of you mentioned, feel right. My anxiety was one thing that I really noticed changed. I I could get anxiety really quickly and self-doubt myself and just sort of like have this negative mindset. And being on the Keto Green 16, which I joined your little group there back in May, and I had put on some weight because we were starting that whole COVID mess. And so my friend Shanda, who has been with you for a while, she said, Lois, try this. So I did. And it really wasn't so much about the weight for me as the symptoms from menopause. I didn't have hot flashes, but I get night sweat. And the anxiety and feeling positive, being able to have a positive mindset, which I kept trying to do, but it would just kind of get lost. And so the positive mindset and being able to stick with that and not let things unravel for me. And I, like many of you have mentioned, taking medication. I really want to just handle of this with good nutrition and exercise and, being healthy and fit. I'm 60 years old and my husband and I have a trawler boat that we try to live on in the warmer months. And I want to be able to do that and do that for a long time and be an auntie to my granddaughters and run around crazy with them. So, yeah.
And I love that you share pictures of that, of doing just that. That is awesome. And I think that's what I want for all of us, right? That we have the energy to live the life that we have passionately and being in the moment. I'm going to introduce Amy. Amy has been amazing, sharing her recipes, sharing her journey, her triumphs and her struggles with us, and being part of our Keto Green community is where I first met you online in our community. And share a little bit about your story. What is one thing that you've done that's improved your overall health and energy level?
The recipes, I think, more than anything else, have been a huge plus for me. I started with the hormone fix, went through that, did it for several months until I broke my foot and couldn't cook for a little while, but then came back shortly before Keto Green 16 came out. I did 5 rounds of that and then took the Magic Menopause class. So I've been around for a year and a half now in this community. And the recipes in particular have made a big, big difference for me. I love the food. The food in Keto Green 16 is especially approachable. It uses ingredients that I would ordinarily use. And I was able to come up with some batch cooking plans that I am now actually teaching my son because he's planning on moving into an apartment. He's 21. He loves the Keto Green 16 meals. And we have to modify for him a little bit. He's only 21 and he's 6'2", and he needs a lot more calories than I do. So sometimes we add a little bit of extra protein or rice or something like that to his meals. But he's learning how to cook them, and I'm teaching him how to batch cook, and that has been great. But with following the plans, I have lost 30 pounds,
Wow.
which is huge. My cholesterol's better, and my skin has cleared up. So it's been huge for me. My acne, it's rosacea. It has gotten worse and worse and worse through the years. It had gotten to where I couldn't go anywhere without putting some makeup on my face, and now it hasn't gone away completely, but it's much, much better.
Awesome. And I would just share with you that in our Girlfriend Doctor Club that we're starting, your batch cooking pearls and tips and techniques, all of that is going to be in part of our Girlfriend Doctor Club too. Thank you, Amy. Thanks for contributing all that. And I want to share with you, Tracy. Tracy's been around, I think, since Magic Menopause 1 or 2, Tracy?
2.
And I love Tracy because she loves horses. She lives on a farm. She's a tinkerer. And her background always looks so amazing. Like I want to sit at some point, Tracy, we're going to sit at and have coffee and tea together at your kitchen table. I can't wait.
You all are welcome to come.
All right, y'all. We hear that invitation.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dr. Anna, for inviting me to be here today. When I first found Dr. Anna, I was perimenopause, having night sweats, but my energy level was zero. I would get up, go work out, come home, kind of tinker, and think, oh, I'll go work my horses, end up laying on the couch for like 4 hours in the afternoon, sleep. I had zero energy. So I, by chance, happened to stumble along and find Dr. Anna online, and I jumped into her Magic Menopause class that she offered, the second class, and it's been heaven ever since. So I tell all my friends that think menopause is horrible, that it doesn't have to be that way, because I am so fortunate to have taken Dr. Anna's knowledge, and now that I'm in menopause and kind of post-menopause, I really don't have anything to complain about. So I think testing is huge. Getting blood work done is huge, because then I did end up having a thyroid problem, and had I not known Dr. Anna and followed her program, I would have never ever probably known that I had this problem. So I can't say enough about her products. Mighty Maca is my favorite. It boosts my energy and changed my life, my attitude. I just don't ever want to live without doing Keto 16. I finally dropped 11 more pounds. So I've lost a total of 31 pounds through Dr. Anna's program. So I tell myself I have like 5 more, but if I don't get it off, I'm in all my size 6 pants, which I never thought would ever happen. And I had them stacked up to go to Goodwill, and I just decided, nope, I did it with Jeannie. She had me get on. She's like, do this, Tracy. Oh my gosh. Within those 16 days, I dropped 11 more pounds. So I'm thrilled.
Wow,
so I love you, Dr. Anna.
That's awesome.
We all do.
Tracy, that is awesome. And one thing I love, we had a conversation. Well, first, you've improved your cholesterol, you've improved your blood sugars, you've improved like every marker on your testing. And then secondly, I remember you telling me, we had a beautiful conversation one-on-one, and you were saying, gosh, when you start feeling like, oh man, I don't want to go out to the horses, you're like, oh, I know I've been off. Can you just talk about that a second?
Yes. Well, if I, we all have times when we go off and we don't follow the plan. Cause I think, that how that phrase goes, to keep doing the same thing, thinking you're going to have a different outcome. That's what's insanity or whatever. Well, I would be so strict and do the Magic Menopause program. And then afterwards I'd be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go back to the way I used to eat. And then my energy level, it would just bottom out. So then it just was like this light bulb came on finally. What are you doing? And why aren't you sticking with the program? So now I stick with it. I tried every diet known to man probably. And my head is clear. My skin is clear. I have more energy than I ever have. I can feast, like on Thanksgiving. I did eat a few things I normally wouldn't. I didn't feel good then. And you know what? I'm thankful though that I did feast, because sometimes you think you're missing out when you can't have that stuff. But really, when I eat it, I feel horrible. It took me 3 days, and I did a bone broth fast. My husband and I went out to South Dakota, and we did some pheasant hunting, and I fasted. I took my shake and I took bone broth, and that's what I did the whole 3 days we were there. I felt like $1 million after fast. And so now I'm back on track. So
totally. Tracy, I'm with you. I just finished 3 days of shakes and bone broth yet again, right?
Yes.
We all need that. I want to thank you guys for sharing. I want to also introduce Holla. And talk about our journey. Holla has young children in elementary school. Beautiful. Tell a little bit about your story.
So I have two kids, 1 8, 1 5. I'm homeschooling, so a lot of stress since the COVID. It's been crazy situation, but also since I've had the kids, it's been very hard for me to lose the weight. And I tried, like all the women here, I tried so many diets. I did the men's keto, the normal keto, and it didn't work for me. I did protein diet. I went to a dietitian. Also, they put you through those, regular diets, and it never worked. And then I read your book, The Hormonal Fix, and then you came and you're like, oh, let us do this, the Magic Menopause. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Like, no matter what, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna do it. And I've been having so many health problems, and since before I started, and I was on antibiotics and
steroids,
and it was super hard, and steroids, and and my husband is like, oh, this is stressing you out, you have to stop, and I'm like, no, I'm sticking with it. I lost.
No more excuses.
Yeah, no more excuses. I didn't want to have any more excuses. Like, there is always something. Oh no, I'm not feeling well. Oh no, because I'm taking those medication, I have to take something, like more like carby, to be able. And then you introduced me to Lynn's Life, which saved me, by the way. I don't know if you all tried it.
Lynn's Life is a keto.
It's like bread, but it's not bread.
It's all from nuts and seeds, and she sells the mix and she sells the baked goods.
And you do it at home, and I had the kids do it with me. Yeah, and it's super easy to do, and it helped me a lot because I could take the antibiotics and everything that I was supposed to take, and not have those stomach aches and stuff like that. So that helped me, and I lost around 20 pounds with your diet, and it had those jeans.
Yes,
I haven't been able to put on those jeans for more than like 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. So now I'm showing up. I don't know if you can see. So I'm very happy about this, and I really wanted to come and share this story with you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I mean, I'm excited. So you can see that we're just building this amazing community, and we want to continue to build this community with the Girlfriend Doctor Club, which is starting right at the first of the year. So I'm excited for this, and I want to thank you guys. I know we can share so much more, and there's so much wisdom that you have each gleaned. And this is where our community, we elevate each other, the truth, principles that work for women, right? Especially with hormonal issues. And as we age, our physiology shifts. So having real practices, it's not just about what we eat, right? We know this. It's that mindset, that mental attitude. Like we talked about earlier, the attitude of gratitude, as Venus said. Having this in our life and being able to incorporate this and then cheer each other along, because we can't do it alone. And I am blessed to have all of you in my community. And I am looking forward to 2021 and inviting more people in as you continue to bring your friends and others. Because as we develop healthy community, right, it starts with us. And as we get healthier, those around us will get healthier. Our children, our parents, our friends, and our mates. And we're bringing other people with us. But I want to just encourage each of you that it starts with us. So I want to thank you all for being part of our community today, being here on the Girlfriend Doctor Show, and encourage you to join us in the Girlfriend Doctor Club, which is right off starting in January, $1 entry. And we're going to be kickstarting with a Keto Green challenge and then many more fun things to come. So thank you guys for being here. We are adhering to our principles as we elevate each other in nourishing our body, awakening our spirit, embracing our lives, our love of ourselves, and a healthy relationship, and shining from the inside out and the outside in. So thank you for being here with us. And till next time, I'm the Girlfriend Doctor. Thank you guys. Mwah! I love you. The Girlfriend Doctor Club is here. We've been building our community for years on Facebook and Instagram through the Girl Talk questions that you send in that I answer on my website and in the newsletters and messages that I send out to you every week over email, talking about what matters most to all women everywhere. Now we're taking this to the next level. And yes, creating the Girlfriend Doctor Club. I am super excited about this. It is the perfect way to jump into 2021, linking arms with each other for inspiration, support, encouragement, and so much fun. So join the Girlfriend Doctor Club for just $1 in January. And believe me, you don't want to miss our inaugural month. We are dedicating January to making all our health and wellness dreams come true. Here's a little bit of what we're planning. We're going to start with my signature Keto Green challenge to get you back on track with your fitness and health goals. We all need this after 2020, right? We're going to alkalinize you, girlfriend, and we're going to eat the best, healthiest, and delicious foods you can imagine while boosting your immunity and helping you lose weight. We can do it together. We'll also have weekly all-star guest appearances from my best girlfriends who are world-renowned fitness experts and health gurus. We'll also have weekly online meetings in the Girlfriend Doctor Clubhouse to talk about the questions we all want answers to and to really empower each other to elevate our lives. We'll have menus, motivation, and so much more. So join for $1 in January and then get the rest of the year at over 50% off the regular membership prices. This means you'll have access to the exclusive club for under $50 a month. This club is my way of giving back to you, girlfriend, because you have given me so much love and support over the years. I wanted to create a place where we can say what we want and then go after it together. There's so much healing in community. All year long, you'll get special savings on my products and programs. I'll be designing fitness, health, and motivational challenges for you. And there are a few surprises I'm cooking up too. Please join us. I can't wait to see you in the club. This one click will change your life.